are things going?
Not bad. I was disappointed that we ended up recording when we normally do instead of on a Friday afternoon last week because I had a great story for you from Friday morning.
Oh, well, share now.
Okay. So I get up at the butt crack of dawn and go to the gym like I do just about every other day. And since the kids were off school, I kind of took my time, did a little extra. And at the end, I'm like, I'm going to go sit in the sauna for 5 minutes to kind of sweat out the alcohol from the night before.
Okay, I don't like where this is going already. Any story that goes, I went to a sauna.
Well, it's a fully closed sauna, so there's none of that stuff.
Okay. But so, still, an elderly gentleman didn't saddle up next to you?
No, nothing like that. Oh, God.
Oh, man. Keep going. I'm sorry. Right. I'll fuck with you.
No. There's one other guy in there, and I sit down and I get my phone out so I can start reading comics because that's usually what I do when I'm in there. And he starts talking to me. He's like, man, that phone...
I don't like where this is going.
I don't like it when people talk to me at the gym, so I didn't like it either.
Right.
So
sorry, keep going.
he's like, man, that phone gives off a lot of signal. And I look down, he's got this little scanner. And he's like, he told me what he did. He's some kind of like radio engineer or something. And he's done reports before about the amount of radiation that phones give off. I'm like,
that's nothing new. That's
yeah. And so I'm a little interested, and he's explained it to me. He's like, I've made these reports, and I've sent them off to like Governor Parsons here in Missouri and a couple other people. And he's like, you want to know what happens? Nothing. The governor actually came on and told me that the lobbyists would make it too impossible for them to do anything.
Well, sure.
And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. And he's like, these other people, they're like surgeon generals of the state or something. He's like, both of them, the two that I sent it to, both resigned within a week of me sending it. I'm like, wow. And then he starts going on about, well, I've done these things, and you know, Wi-Fi can make you sick. They can change the vibrations of it to make people physically get sick. I'm like, all right, now you're starting to lose me. Now you're going into conspiracy theories areas. Yeah. And he goes, well, that's how COVID started. He's like, how do you think it went from whatever village it started in straight to Italy? They changed the Wi-Fi frequencies. And I'm like, okay, I'm done.
This guy's going to eat your liver with some fava beans here in a minute.
I know.
I'm glad you got out when you did.
Like, I was stuck in there. I was only going to sit for 5 minutes. I was in there with him for 10 minutes until somebody else came in. He kind of quieted down, and then I'm like, oh, I got to go. But yes, he believes... Well,
here's the thing. Here's how I address things like that. I'm not so close-minded where I go straight off the bat, that's impossible. That's so stupid. You're a conspiracy theorist. You belong in a loony bin. I don't do that.
Yeah.
I just go to each their own, and I know that there's enough crazy shit that goes on in the world that we do know about. I can only imagine the crazy shit that we don't know about. And I just go, I have so many problems with my own life. I can't handle the problems of the entire world.
Yeah.
Where if you have that knowledge, what do you think you're really going to do with it?
Yeah.
And that's going to actually be allowed to happen. And I say things like that where, okay, I want to go down a rabbit hole of the whole, remember there was that whole thing about a water engine, an engine that ran on water. And the guy that invented it was off. We've all heard that story.
Yeah.
And I go, could it be possible? Absolutely, it could be possible. Because there's too many people with too much money to lose that would hate if we had water as a source of an engine. Of course. And even if that's the case, how many people would lose money on the lithium batteries for the next wave of energy? So yeah, trust me, there's when money can be lost by those with interest that make a lot of money, anything is possible. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
But the fact that he brought this up to you randomly in a place when you say sauna, that's when you go, all right, whatever. I'm checked out. I can't handle the world today. I'm going back to my house.
Yeah.
That's where I belong. I don't want to go anywhere else. Oh, man,
I would like
you. What was on your face that you said, yep, bring this to my world today?
I don't know.
He said, bring up some crazy ass shit to me. Or do you think that guy just hangs and he's just looking for some kind of friendship and companionship of some kind for someone to listen to him?
It could be. He's a regular in there, so I've seen him before. Yeah. That's the first time I ever talked to him. It's also been the last time I talked to him, so.
No don't. You need to
No.
be a friend. You need to be friendly. You need to be friendly. The poor guy just needs a friend. And when he comes in with his submachine gun someday, offing everybody because he didn't take his meds someday, he wants to look at you and go, Jay, you were friendly to me. You're safe.
Yeah.
Bring him a protein shake too, just to be safe. Every
Just carry an extra with me for him.
just to be, hey, precautions must be taken, sir. And it's a small price to pay for safety. I'm not saying that you have to, take him to lunch.
No.
A protein shake. Oh, geez, Lord, what, why?
I don't
Why
know.
can't everyone just leave everyone alone?
I don't know.
Because you obviously went in there and gave off the vibe of "Don't talk to me. I'm looking at this in front of my face."
And
Otherwise, you would have not even bothered with that.
I had my earbuds in, listening to music. Yeah.
Oh, so you gave off the total vibe: "Don't mess with me. Don't talk to me. Don't want anything to do with you." Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So okay, well that's interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is an interesting little way to end your week there.
Yeah.
All right. And then how about Halloween? How'd that go for you guys?
That went pretty good, other than the freezing cold.
Dude, it was so cold.
It was.
It was so cold. The only thing I got to share about that was that was me and a big group that went out, and our numbers of kids that are still of age to trick or treat is dwindling, and so it's getting a little sad. But the other kids that are too old to be going up to the house, they still like to walk with the little ones just because hey, that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
So I never begrudge them with that, and I even go, hey, you know what? If you wanted to go ask for candy, look, hold on to your childhood as long as possible. That's all I say. I tell these kids all the time. Trust me, the real world will come to get you when it's time. And soak up this time where you have the freedom to do that. And plus, I'd rather you guys be trick-or-treating than egging houses, setting fire to stuff, causing mayhem.
Yeah.
I think the neighborhood would gladly pay the tax of a few candy bars in order for you guys to stay out of trouble.
Yep.
I'm willing to pay that tax. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. And what was funny was we're done. The first part was my little one, the littlest one. We get out, I don't know, just deeper into the neighborhood. Mm. Of course. Oh no, I gotta go potty. I gotta go potty so bad, like right now. And I was like, you can't do that. You're supposed to give a warning that you might need to go, and then because then I'm like, we can't do that. We can't go up to a neighbor's house and go, hey, trick or treat, give me some candy. Also, would you mind if I took a piss here? You can't do that. I felt too weird. So we start trucking back. And I'm like, are you done? Because we only hit like so few houses because it's sad. So many people with their lights off. And I'm sure they're doing the same thing. I mean, we're the same way. Our lights are off at our house. But that's because we go somewhere else and we give out candy at someone else's house. Yeah. But you got to work for your candy, man. You got to really work for it in our neighborhood to skip like 3 houses to go hit the next one. So we hustle back, and then I'm like, I have no clue where the group is now. So you're on your own. Do you still want to go out? I'll take you. And yeah. So we had a good time, just me and her going down. And and then so the night's coming towards an end where you're like, okay. I think the cold kept a lot of kids away, to be honest with you. At least it kept the parents away where they didn't want to take their kids out. Yeah, so I've heard that. The volume wasn't that bad, right? I don't know about for you guys.
We didn't have a lot, but there's a lot of trunk or treats out this way now, and I think more people are willing to do that than go out in the freezing cold.
I hate that. I'd rather the kid. You got to go earn it. Yeah, the trunk or treat, you don't earn it. It's too much crazy. But yes, I think trunk or treat impacts it as well. Yeah, but so the night's coming to an end. We're people can obviously see that we're closing up shop, folding up all the folding chairs from the driveway, and the fire pit's been put out and all that stuff. But you got your latecomers that still want a little something. So we get these few kids, they're gone. And then this one little girl comes up. It's her and her mom. Yeah. And we're like, it's the end of the night. And my brother-in-law asked me, hey, whose bag of candy is this? Because I had a big old box that I just collected all the candy into. Yeah. There's this bag of blow pops in there. And he goes, hey, is this yours? I have no clue. We've had so many people come and go tonight because there's families that already left earlier. And I don't know who that belongs to, dude. He goes, hey, you, come here. He has a little girl. I'm telling you, dude, like 6 years old, maybe. Yeah. Takes the entire bag of blow pops, rips it open. She holds out her bag. He goes, whole bag. You've never seen a kid. It felt so nice to see that. That little girl's eyes popped out of her head, basically going, and she goes, happy Halloween, and waves goodbye to her, and she doesn't know the cue that's his way of saying, that's it, that's what you get. Yeah. And then it's not like she's asking more, but she's just like confused because she's not used to someone giving her that much. And the mom goes, oh no. He goes, have a good time. She goes, I'm going to remember your address, dude. If she's bounced off the walls tonight, it's all your fault.
Well, to make it even worse, too, she's going to come back expecting that or more next year.
I know, nothing like that. I wouldn't think that. But what made it bad, I was like, dude, that was blow pop. That's bubblegum everywhere. That kid, at mom's house, she does not like you right now.
Especially when she falls asleep with it in her mouth and gets in her hair.
Right, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
No. But it was cool to see that. She was just completely like, just nothing but shock. I thought it was great. That she'll remember that trick or treating for the rest of her life.
Yeah,
kind of thing. At least you hope so. But yeah. Other than that, I don't think there's anything to share. We're just Halloween on a Tuesday, dude.
I know.
Awful. Kids were zombies. They could barely get out the door the next morning, just dying. I'm so tired. Let me go to sleep.
Well, and our girls had people over.
Yeah. And
Aaron told them 9 o'clock, and I'm like, 9 o'clock? That's 30 minutes past my bedtime.
That's so late.
I'm the old curmudgeon now.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know. How did you feel about that whole trend that's been going around as far as people, what's it called? Petitioning to move Halloween to where it's like you treat it like Christmas or Thanksgiving, where it moves with the date.
Like Thanksgiving.
No, not Christmas. Because Christmas is always on the 20th. I'll never change from the 25th. But,
right.
Like Thanksgiving, it changes to, it has to be like the third.
Yeah.
Third day that can change or whatever.
Or like Easter, where it's always
correct.
A Sunday.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. What are your thoughts on moving Halloween to the last Saturday of October? I know that's been going around online for a while now.
You know what? At this point, I don't really care because trick-or-treating is pretty much winding down. Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter to you at this point.
But I would have been all for it a few years ago.
Sure, absolutely. It would make life way easier.
It's the same.
I don't know. I think from a religious standpoint, you can't change what that day means. It's supposed to mean. Yeah. But I guess from your celebrating standpoint, just to have people enjoy a day of candy and dressing up and shenanigans. I mean, what does that matter? Maybe you change it where you rename that day of the 31st, call it what's supposed to mean, you know, from the religious standpoint, but then just call it the Halloween celebration, whatever Saturday that would be. Maybe you just try to separate the two. Yeah. I don't know. But like you said, aging out, but not so much. I got some time left. I'll tell you that. I got plenty of time left. But what about your youngest? He's not aged out just yet. He's still got a couple years left.
Not quite, but I mean, he wasn't into it this year once we got out going. So the girls had friends over and they watched Us, I think, and then went out for a little bit after that, maybe half an hour, 40 minutes.
Just to hit up a couple houses just to get something? Yeah,
just to go around our neighborhood for the most part. Yeah. Will wanted to go out, though, so me and him just went out and walked around. We were out for hour and a half. But yeah, we ran into a lot of lights out, a lot of buckets just on the front porch, grab a piece.
Yep, we ran into that too. So, I'm like, how lazy? Come on, knock it off. Come to the door. See the costumes. Give the kids the experience. I hate. Why can't people? It's part of the social agreement. Give the kids the experience. Gosh,
I agree.
But whatever. Yeah.
So, but he had fun and he was really cold, so we ended up coming back probably earlier than he wanted. But he also said he wasn't going to keep much of his candy. He was going to donate it to troops or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I agree. It was cold, and after all the kids came back as popsicles, so don't blame them for wanting to stay out too long. So okay, so we're doing this on a Friday afternoon instead of our normal Thursday. What would we be drinking?
I have got this awesome narrow gauge beer called Turtleneck and Chain, a pre-prohibition style lager. I don't know if you can see it.
Turtleneck and Chain. That's awesome.
Yes. So I have not had this one yet. I'm looking forward.
Right there.
Yeah. So 5.3 ABV. I'm looking forward to trying this.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it came in it's now Beer and Barbecue because beer sauce apparently was trademarked by someone else.
Oh, no.
So all the individual owners have to change the names now. So Beer and Barbecue, Beer of the Month Club, that was part of it yesterday. So
do they have a Sauce of the Month Club too?
I don't know if they do. I never looked into it.
Try to see if they got that. Try to see if they got, because we're always down for trying new barbecue sauce. We try lots of different stuff. It's fun to see if we find, but I'd be curious.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I need to do. Since I can't ever get out, maybe I need to sign up for one of those things where they just bring the beer to me.
Yeah.
It would be easier, I think.
Yeah.
Man, it would make life easier, I think.
Hey,
but
I think during COVID, Narrow Gauge was delivering. You were right there. They could have just dropped beer off to you.
It's so sad how close that is, and I still can't get my boat over there as often as I'd like.
Yeah.
It's just because Lindbergh sucks. It's the worst road in the world.
It is.
It is. It's awful. So much.
No, during COVID, I was getting Good News beer delivered.
Oh, okay.
And they also would deliver pizza kits.
Oh, cool.
So
especially they got the good stuff.
Yeah, and the kids really enjoyed taking the dough and flattening it and then making the pizza themselves. So,
all right, man. So what do we got on our agenda for today?
So there was an article I sent you about what's going on in the MCU with Jonathan Majors.
Okay, so I'm reading here, but instead of headed to a high-profile trial in New York later this month on domestic violence charges. So he's going to... He insists he is the victim.
Yes. And I think originally the victim of it said it was all a misunderstanding.
Okay.
But they still pressing charges and stuff. And then I guess it came out that something else happened in a foreign country with them while they were... Okay. I don't remember the details on it, but this is apparently the second time, so it's going to trial now.
Oh, Lord.
Marvel is waiting to see what happens with the trial. There's talk of recasting, or there's talk of changing directions.
Yeah.
So I have not watched anything other than the first episode of Loki, so I don't know how much he's involved in it.
I would have to think he's super involved with it since they were setting him up to be the big bad for the Avengers movies.
Yeah. So the way it sounds is Marvel's more likely to recast it.
Well, it says here, but making any shift would carry its own headache. Majors was already a big presence in the MCU, including his scene-stealing antagonist in February's Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and he has been positioned as the franchise's next big thing in the season of Loki, particularly in the finale, which airs on November 9th.
Yeah.
So we weren't watching it at all. We were waiting for everything. Jen doesn't like that. She just wants to have everything come out, and then we'll watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
So we've got... The article also says they might pivot to a different big bad, most likely probably Dr. Doom.
Yes.
Pivot to. God, I would just recast. Who would you? Okay, fan cast. Who would you put in the role?
Ooh, that's tough. Because I mean, if you want someone that's as good of an actor, I'd say maybe Michael B. Jordan, but they've already used him.
He's Killmonger. Yeah, he can't use him. So and then I guess maybe try to go unknown.
I mean, it's worked. To a degree with like Thor and Loki, because we didn't know, at least American audiences didn't know who they were.
Here's a name I got for you. You tell me if it's too stupid.
Okay.
But I love him so much. I love this guy so much. Donald Faison. Come on now, put Turk back in the zeitgeist of the world. He's so awesome as Turk. Come on.
I would love Turk in the MCU.
With JD still. The boy needs some more work. Get my boy some work.
I mean, I love Turk and all, but I don't think he could handle that role.
It's silly. I'm just being silly because I love Turk. I just love Turk. That's why I love that character so much.
Yeah.
I don't know because I don't know if you read another article. Did you read the Blade article?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and hit that? To give the audience the quick notes of what's going on there.
So I guess Marvel was very underwhelmed with the original script, so they brought in new script writers. From what I heard, the most recent script was kind of a split period piece set, I guess, in the 20s.
Interesting. Okay.
1920s, I guess I should say at this point. Mahershala Ali was so frustrated with the process, he was ready to leave.
Yeah.
And he's been brought into the creative process on the movie to keep him around. There's been no movement on the movie though. I think I
told you, didn't I tell you?
Yeah.
I'll believe it when I see it. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Because the article I read was that rumor being, of course, all rumor. We'll never know the real truth. Mm-hmm. The rumor was that he was the fourth lead in his own movie. There were three females that were going to be the leads of the movie. Ooh. So the movie's called Blade.
Yeah.
But he wasn't even going to be the lead actor in his own movie. And it was about three other women we'll call it what it is, the MCU is what they're still going for. And I think Feige just said, hey, people are not super excited about our movies right now. And so I guess, if you're going to lose Mahershala Ali, who's a huge actor, or maybe you just don't do Blade. Maybe you recast Kang with Mahershala. Let him go.
Yeah. That would be a good choice.
I mean, why not at this point? Because Blade, people are looking forward to Blade. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's just not working, and they can't find the right script. And they were trying to go for, more female leads taking over the story of a movie that's not even about the.
Yeah.
What? What are you doing? What's going on?
Well, I mean, that goes right back to what happened with Daredevil and him not showing up until episode 8 in costume.
What is going on over there? And luckily, Feige's putting his foot down. What are you guys doing? Knock it off! It's unbelievable.
So I think we can blame Taika Waititi for it because he took Thor in its own direction.
Yeah, and
now everyone believes they can do that with every movie. I think.
And now they're learning, no, you can't. This is still a Feige verse, bro.
Yeah,
he's putting his foot down. So good on him for doing so. Marvel needs a home run. They need something good to hit. I don't think anyone's excited about the Marvels at all. I'm hearing no buzz.
No,
and it's here. It's this month, right? Doesn't it come out this month?
Next Friday.
This is next Friday. See, it's coming out next. I'm hearing nothing. But it's just me. I think I'm poo pooing because I could care less about it, to be honest. But I will watch it once it hits streaming. I will absolutely watch it if I need to.
Well, but it's in the news right now because when they did the last round of reshoots, the director Nia DaCosta, I think is her name, she wasn't there for him. She went to Europe and was working on her next movie.
So she didn't even direct the reshoots?
No. And Marvel was not very happy with her that she kind of passed on it and doing her own thing then.
So where are we at with Marvel? Have we reached fatigue and they know that they just can't recapture the magic of Endgame and we're just done? Or is Feige just fighting? He's fighting to see if they can keep this thing afloat.
Well, that same article that I sent you later on in it, talking about things that could happen, I think it was in that article. Okay. There's a possibility that they shell out the money and bring everybody back.
Yeah, I think that was in here somewhere. Because it's all leading up to how do they bring the people that they want back, yeah.
Yeah. I think they said Robert Downey Jr. made $50 million up front for Iron Man 3. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know he made a ton on the Avengers movies on the back end because he got points on them. It would be so awesome to see them all back. But at the same time, I am ready for them to move on. And I'm okay if they recast those characters. I don't know.
Here, check see here. The Marvels, which opens the theaters on November 10th, will struggle to get the ball past infield, at least by Marvel's outsized standards. The movie, which cost $250 million to make, which I don't know if that includes their advertising budget included in that number or not, sees Brie Larson reprising her role as Captain Marvel, is tracking to open at $75 to $80 million, far below the $185 million that Doctor Strange: The Multiverse Madness took in domestically in its debut weekend.
Yeah, that article also talks about how that was scheduled to come out, and they pushed it back, and then they switched it with, I think, Guardians 3, and it just felt like, I think they kept working on it, and they kept having to change it, change the release dates because it wasn't what they wanted.
Oh my God, yeah, here it goes. They're talking about the DaCosta director. Yeah. If you're just leaving, because he's working on a Tessa Thompson drama of some kind.
Yeah.
And Marvel's has already seen its release date move back twice.
It was switched with Ant-Man.
And they did a test run of the movie in Texas somewhere, and it did not get great reviews.
Well, there's your problem, though. You did it in Texas.
Well, it depends on where in Texas.
Yeah.
If they just did it in Austin,
Yeah.
That's where South by Southwest is, so that's where I figured they do that.
Yeah. Who knows, though?
And then you got the Marvel's entire VFX battalion, including staffers and vendors, is struggling to keep pace with never-ending stream of productions.
And then I think it goes into...
There was at least 10 scenes where the visual effects have been added in the last minutes and were out of focus on Quantum Media.
Yeah. And that's led to the VFX people trying to unionize, which I can't... From what I heard, it's difficult working on a Marvel movie because they're very demanding. They use so many different VFX companies to do it all. It's just chaos.
Look at this. Yeah, Bob Iger looks like he fired Victoria Alonso, who oversaw the studio's physical production, post-production, VFX, and animation. So he's not having any of it.
Yeah.
Wow. She was busy promoting her art house project, is what it says here.
Yeah.
And then, it talks about mid reports Ali was ready to exit. Feige went back to the drawing board and hired Michael Green. So the guy that wrote Logan is now going to try to write Blade, but on a less than $100 million budget.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think you can do a lot more.
I don't know what you can do with that. A Marvel Well, I mean, I guess Logan was probably small budget or smaller budget, right?
Yeah, and I think vampires you could get away with more practical effects than
Yeah.
the big special effects of giant space battles and aliens and
Here you go. Let me read this part. With Iger publicly acknowledging the downside of a Marvel TV glut that diluted focus and attention, the keepers of the comic book empire are considering some dramatic moves. Sources say there have been talks to bring back the original gang for an Avengers movie. This would include reviving Robert Downey Jr. in Iron Man, Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow, both of whom were killed off in Endgame. Spoilers. That shouldn't be a stumbling block in comic books. Beloved characters. Oh, God. Hold on. Something refreshed here. I love this. When every pop-up possible pops up on here, right?
Yep.
Will that solve the Marvel's major problems? That goes back to about Majors being arrested for his domestic abuse. And then they're saying Marvel already had considered moving away from Majors' led phase because of the box office performance of Quantumania. So how badly that performed, well, I can't say badly performed, but didn't perform up to their expectations. And then with the Majors issues, I think they're just layering on top of one another saying, is it time to do so?
Yeah.
And recasting Majors and also an option is that's what Feige did when he replaced Terrence Howard with Don Cheadle. Armor Wars was first unveiled as a series, now being developed as a feature. And then I also saw something, and then they're talking about the Inhumans bomb that happened, but I don't think that wasn't under Feige's watch, though, was it?
Well,
that was an ABC thing.
No, what it's saying is it was originally supposed to be a movie. It got moved over to the TV side under Jeff Loeb.
And then here you go. Let's see. The key to reinvigorating Marvel may lie with the superhero arsenal that Disney acquired during its 2019 purchase of 21st Century Fox. So you got X-Men, Fantastic Four, and fans are already geeking out over Deadpool 3, which unites Ryan Reynolds with Hugh Jackman. And then that leads up to the reboot of Fantastic Four. While Feige recalibrates, the rest of the industry is anxiously hoping that Marvel's best days are not behind it. Writing the Marvel obituary would be an ill-advised, says Jason Squire, professor emeritus at USC School of Cinematic Arts and host of the Movie Business Podcast. Kevin Feige is the Babe Ruth of movie executives, and Marvel has the most profitable track record in movie history, no question. Yeah. So that could be the saving grace. I think that's their Hail Mary, that once people are done with the nonsense they've done so far, you go, okay, hit the emergency button, break glass if needed, bring on the mutants, bring on Fantastic Four, Deadpool 3, save us. Ryan Reynolds will need to save the MCU by doing Deadpool kills the MCU or whatever you want to do, and then they relaunch the universe, multiverse, whatever the case may be. Boom, mutants come on board, and we get an awesome X-Men movie of some kind. And that will pique people's interest, especially the geeks.
Yes. I would agree with that.
What say you? I think that's the battle plan right there.
It's got to be at this point.
I mean, I think you still save Kang. I think the idea where everything was going, I think your outline is still safe.
Yeah.
I think that if you're Feige, you're tired of the bullshit. At least I would be. If I'm that powerful, and I think you would be smart enough, hopefully, that they have their contracts written with Majors saying that there has to be a I don't know what to call it. What kind of don't use the word behavior, but behavior clause. What would be the actual legal terms of the behavior?
God, I don't know. They have them in sports contracts.
Right, yeah. And I could, if I rack my brain, which doesn't work that fast when we're podcasting, but that clause that we're thinking of should be invoked, obviously, getting them out of trouble, going, hey, you violated the terms of our contract. You're not marketable, and this is by no means, that's them saving themselves from saying that Marvel somehow made it where he can't find work. You know, you did that to yourself, dumbass. I mean, I can't stand that crap. You've got the golden ticket.
Morality clause.
You've been given the golden ticket that is Marvel and Disney.
Yeah. Generational
wealth is at your fingertips. You're changing your family tree. That if you weren't completely wealthy beforehand, you sure are now.
Yeah.
And your family will never have to work again. Bow to the altar that is Feige and Disney and take it for what it's worth and just go with it and focus on that. And you hire someone that's your permanent driver. If you're not married, you don't have a boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever the case is, stay single till you're done with your run.
Yep.
Have someone drive you everywhere. Stay sober. Don't drink. No drugs. You can do that for a 10-year period. I'm sorry, for as much money as they're giving you, I could very easily never drink another drink in my life if I had to.
Yeah.
And be given the generational wealth. Yeah. Sorry, Soapbox, I'm off it. It drives me nuts. You recast Majors. If I'm Feige, I'm done with it. Recast. We want to keep going with this outline. Then you go down the path of let the mutants save us, because that will bring people to say, hey, this is something cool, something new. Fantastic Four. People will continue to give that a chance because they're waiting to see a really cool one.
Yeah.
At least they'll want to see who they cast for it, and maybe they'll give it a shot. Maybe they won't. Maybe they're snake bit over the past 2 iterations. But this is the first time under Marvel's, watch. See what happens there, and then we'll go from there. That's how I look at it. And then your big bad after that will be Doctor Doom. You follow Kang with Doctor Doom would be my thought. That's the logical next step, I would think.
Either that.
Who else would you say from a Marvel standpoint is your big bad?
I mean, you could stick with Fantastic Four and do a big overarching Galactus is coming.
Yeah, and you could go that route, sure. Because there's plenty of things. You've got the Illuminati. I mean, that brings everybody together again, right?
And I mean, you could use Doctor Doom as a setup for Galactus, and then the next phase is Doctor Doom after he kind of emerges, does something heroic, and then goes for the kill there.
And then I think what would really work with the way society is right now, with how fractured we are, Avengers versus X-Men.
Yeah.
Fracturing the MCU, somehow have a big split with picking sides. Tell me that that's not art imitating life.
Yeah.
I guess that's where you would go next. But I think if you were to say, hey, Matt and Jay, you're in charge of Marvel Productions, where do you go? Do you disagree with anything I said where we say our savior is Ryan Reynolds, but let's let Deadpool reset our universe. Let's bring in the mutants to spark some interest. Let's go ahead. I'm okay with bringing back Downey and Evans. Reprise, maybe, or let's recast. I don't care. Either way. I don't think the characters need to go anywhere. I think you and I would push for a youth movement. Let's see some young Avengers, maybe, unless that's just too. I don't know. Is that just too nerdy? Let's just use that word. I don't know. I
don't think so, because people have responded to those characters they've introduced already, like Kate Bishop and that's Wanda's twins.
Let's go with the youth movement of saying, hey, this is where we're going now, because people love that. I think they like to see the torch being passed. Right? I think that's happened in plenty other media somewhere, right?
Yep.
So we see the torch being passed to the young generation, and then what happens is the young generation can't do it. You bring back the old people to save the day. I mean, I guess that's kind of where you want to go with it.
Yeah,
I think that's a formula that's tried and true.
Yeah, but really, to do that, you've got to get Kang working correctly, because he's the linchpin of Young Avengers.
Okay, so what I'm doing right now, Jay, is I have gone to the Googles.
All right.
And I've gone to, let's see if this will let me open it up. Or will it block me? Let's see. Okay, some fan recasting for Kang. John Boyega was one of the first names to pop up. I say no, hard pass. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think I could go for that.
I'm not a big fan of Finn. Let's see. Aldous Hodge. I don't know who Aldous Hodge is, so I'm going to look him up. Maybe I will once I see him. Oh, Aldous Hodge. Yes, I've seen him in lots of things. He was a Hawkman in Black Adam.
Yeah,
he's a strong actor. I like him.
Yeah, I think he could do it.
I don't think we can go Idris Elba. Maybe, unless I don't think he'd be interested. He's a little older now, but he still looks great.
Yeah. And he's got the acting chops.
Oh, sorry. Nope, can't. He's already...
Heimdall.
Yeah, he's already Heimdall. Never mind. No. See, that's the problem.
Yeah.
So many amazing actors have already been cast in the MCU, so you're really having to go who hasn't been cast yet in something.
And then part of the problem, too, is some of those really great actors are in small roles or they're killed off.
Here we go. Let me look this guy up. I'm sure I know this. I know you know this name, but I have heard it. I just don't know what he's been in. I want to see him first before I say it and see if he's been... Oh, Tenet. This is Denzel's kid, John David Washington.
Yeah. I think he could do that.
Washington. I didn't see Tenet yet, so I don't know how strong of an actor
he was. He was in something else recently, too.
Do you think he could carry it?
I think so.
Oh, I got a great name here, Jay. I got a great name. You ready for this one?
Okay.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Ooh. He would be great, too.
He's got it, dude. He's plays such a good bad guy.
I think he wants to be Professor X.
I could see him as Doom. What about Doom?
Ooh, yeah. Because you don't necessarily see him, so...
This name's really familiar, too. I'll pull this one. What was his name again? I gotta type this in right. I know this name. Lakeith Stanfield.
Don't know him.
He was just in Get Out, but I thought he was also the lead in Wasn't he the lead in the other? No, I guess I was thinking of No, I'm thinking of Nope, but no, he wasn't in Nope. That was.
He had a bit role in Knives Out. He was in the Haunted Mansion.
Judas the Black Messiah, which I've been wanting to see. I haven't seen that yet, but I do. Yeah, like he was awesome in Get Out. He's in Haunted Mansion. He's in the reboot of that one, and then he was in Atlanta, which I still need to see that show.
Oh, Atlanta's so good.
And it's Daniel Kaluuya, who I was thinking of. That was in Nope.
Yeah.
That was him in Nope, right?
I think so. And
or am I getting all my movies mixed up right now? No, yeah, Nope. He was the lead in Nope. Okay, that's what I was getting.
But wasn't he already in the MCU?
Yeah, he was in
Black Panther. Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but the guy that had all the rhinos.
Yeah.
he was basically a rhino farmer is what I remember him as.
Okoye's husband or boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, whatever relationship they had. So, okay, yeah, then someone said Javier Bardem. I was like, I like Javier. I think he's a great actor. I love Giancarlo Esposito as Kang. I just love him as an actor. I think he's great. I'm trying to see if I find any other quick names here that we could kind of throw out. It just stinks because Jonathan Majors, he's a good actor. He's really, really good.
Yeah.
No, nothing really popping up except for the names we already just said. As far as the Google skim, like generating some names. Well, that's where we're at. And I think here's the thing. I think a lot of people that are fans of the MCU don't give enough credit to. Is I truly, honestly believe that with Chadwick Boseman dying, that screwed with Feige's plans a lot.
Oh yeah.
Because putting him. Because you had Downey or Evans, you can debate which one is the leader of the MCU. I'd say Downey was the main. Hey, at the apex, that's who's on top, right?
Yeah.
Swapping him out for Chadwick would have been. Who would have argued with that?
Yeah.
Nobody
would have.
I really, honestly do think that screwed with their plans. I really do.
And I mean, you can look at it. He was probably going to be the leader of the Avengers for this next phase.
Absolutely. I mean, we've had that at nauseam.
Yeah.
We talked about who we've said we thought who could you do, but no one can measure up is what I'm trying to say. Yep. No one would have measured up to what Boseman would have done as Black Panther. So, oh boy, and then that lends to our youth movement that you and I had talked about just a second ago, where we reintroduced the new,
Yep.
So new T'Challa as his kid that there at the end of the movie, which we just had to age up a little. Well, I guess you had to fudge the age up for him a little bit, right? But Wanda's kids,
yeah,
but they don't really exist. They exist in her little universe, unless they bring them into the real universe.
Well, right? And I mean that's a possibility with the multiverse. Yeah,
sure. Oh, with there you go. That's always our. I always forget that's our.
That's our out.
Falling.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. That's our parachute. We got to pull. Yeah, for sure. So I mean that helps with the youth movement if we want to go that way.
Yeah.
But if you give me my vote of who I think could carry, I'm sorry, who was Thanos' actor was Brolin. Josh Brolin. If you got to find your next Brolin, and Majors can't do it because we're getting rid of him, I'm recasting him. Do you save Giancarlo Esposito as your next phase, saying, hey, after the Kang Dynasty, maybe you save him for that? Or do you say, no, we need a life raft right now, let's bring him on because people believe him as a big bad?
I'd hang on to him for Doom.
Hang on to him for Doom?
Yeah.
I like that. I like that casting a lot.
Yeah.
That'd be so awesome.
But
so would you say John David Washington?
Possibly, or Scrap Laden, Mirshaal Ali.
I like that too. I like that a lot. But we're not in charge. We don't get paid any money to do this. So no one's ever asking for our opinion, I don't think, except for our 8 listeners.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was a good article to send. I think that's the formula you follow, and I'd be shocked if they just don't go, hey, Deadpool, save us. You got to help us out here.
Yeah.
And I think Deadpool's the perfect character because everyone still loves Deadpool. Oh, yeah. And I think he's enough on the fringe on the outside of the MCU to say, here's the link to bridge the two worlds together.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good link. I think that's a great bridge right there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, great article, good, interesting read there. And then, that ties in the article I read about Mahershala Ali that I was going to share with you there. But interesting to see where things will go.
Yeah.
So, did you have anything else on the agenda besides that? But I'm sorry, you were about to say something.
No, I'm reading that MCU book, and I just got through all the Iron Man stuff, which is a book. The book is awesome. They're going to have to make like a volume 2 of it once all this is done. They'd have to, because I mean, to
address the downfall. Are we calling this the downfall, or are we going to say we needed to hit the reboot button sooner than we thought?
I would go more that route. And I don't know if they've touched on some of that stuff at the end because the book does go through some of the more recent movies. But
so are you done with? I'm sorry, I missed.
No.
Did you finish the book?
No, I'm
okay.
I'm through the Iron Man section.
How did they divide it up?
Chronologically? Yeah.
Oh, it is chronological. Okay.
So
then, when you say Iron Man, are you saying just the first movie, or are you saying all three?
No, the first movie.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So basically, the deal was they took out this huge loan to make 4 movies, and right off the bat, they said Iron Man and Hulk, and the studio didn't want to do Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. So Jon Favreau says, if it's not him, I'm leaving. Mm-hmm. And so eventually they caved. It's really interesting because it gives you how they get to the point of making the MCU.
And so I have a question, though. Did the book address, does Feige, is he the one that says yes?
Oh, yeah.
Or was it the president of Disney at that time?
At that point, it was the president of, well, not even Disney. It was Marvel.
Oh, that's right. The Disney purchase hadn't happened at that point?
Ike Perlmutter?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Okay, so Feige doesn't get the credit for saying, yeah, we're using this guy.
No, he okayed it, but they had to take it up the chain.
Okay.
So
because my question is, what the point I'm getting to for my question, Jay, I'm asking if the book addresses this. Does it say who gets fired for saying no to Downey?
No.
I wouldn't expect it to, because it's probably none of our business. But it's fascinating to know, hey, do you work again in Hollywood if you're the guy that said no to the Downey idea?
Well, I know. It was the Marvel board of directors that they went to, and that initially said no.
Well, who's on the Marvel board of directors at that time?
Ike Perlmutter was like the head of it. I don't know who. They didn't give any other names, though.
Any other names? No. That's the big name. Then he's the big enough name to say he was the one that said yes. Okay.
Yeah. Right. And so the other interesting thing from it was talking about Sam Jackson.
Okay.
I love this. So it goes into the comic quite a bit, and it's talked about the Ultimate Universe and how they created it to coincide with the Spider-Man and X-Men movies.
Okay.
But Ultimate X-Men didn't make it out in time because Fox pushed up the release date of X-Men by 6 months. So Marvel was kind of pissed about that. They talked about Mark Millar wanting to change the appearance of Nick Fury because he thought the name was fit the 70 blaxploitation movies. Mm-hmm. And so he's like, design him after Samuel L. Jackson. And so they did. The book came out, and Samuel L. Jackson's at a comic book shop and sees himself on a cover of a comic. And he calls his agent. He goes, did we okay this? And they called Marvel, and Marvel didn't want to get sued. So they said, we'll make you this deal. If we ever make a movie and Nick Fury's in it, it's Samuel L. Jackson's role. And he's like, take that deal.
And take points. Hopefully take points.
I'm sure he got points after the fact.
Is he really a comic book nerd?
Oh yeah, huge comic book nerd.
I always question those actors. Say, I'm such a comic book nerd. And I'm like, do you really still read floppies? Do you really actually keep up with what's going on in the universe? I question that sometimes. I don't know.
Well, there's your proof. He saw himself in a comic book shop.
But he could have just been there for like a signing for something else, or who knows what he could have been there for. I just are they pandering us to go? Yeah, you're one of us.
Yeah. No,
Not at all.
I had heard he was a big comic book fan, and his wife actually went out and bought one of the original pages of an Ultimate comic with him in it.
Hey, well, it's just him and Simon Pegg. On the Rushmore of nerds, maybe.
Yeah.
Always get their likenesses using comic books, right?
Yeah.
Mark Hamill obviously needs to be in there as well.
Well, hey, Mark Hamill was actually in Secret Service.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I'm just
not even his likeness; it's just him.
Yeah, and I'm disappointed they didn't put him in Kingsman in that role.
So stupid they didn't do that. But hey, what do we know? What do we know?
I got Madeline to read that comic book just telling her about Mark Hamill's part in it.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's awesome. That's so cool. All right, so you're reading that book. What else? Do we have anything else on the docket, or kind of a homework point?
I don't think so. We could do homework.
Okay. All right. I don't have a lot, to be honest with you, but you go ahead.
Okay, I got a little bit. I finally sat down and watched The Disaster Artist.
Oh, you did? Oh, tell me how much you love that movie.
It was so good. You couldn't even tell that was James Franco in the role.
And here's the thing. Okay, is James Franco, is he still canceled? Are we still saying that he sucks and he did some bad stuff? And has he been convicted of anything?
No.
Plea out or something?
No. Basically, he would exploit his status as a professor at, I think, USC.
Okay.
To get favors from students.
Tale as old as time.
So
right?
Maybe some
Anyway.
coercion, but not like full-fledged.
It just sucks because I thought Rogan and him as a team,
Yeah.
kind of like, there are certain teams out there,
Yeah.
certain actors like The Rock and Kevin Hart,
Yeah.
where you love anything they're in together. I always saw Franco and Rogan. I loved everything they've been in together. I think they're a great comic duo.
Yeah.
But the Disaster Artist, and what's so funny is have you ever seen The Room?
No, I need to go watch it. I mean, they show the clips at the end, the side by side of the two.
God, it's the worst thing you've ever seen in your life. It's so bad. It is so gloriously bad. But the fact they made this movie off of it, Franco killed it.
Yeah.
It was beyond hilarious in this movie. Oh my God. It was such a great movie.
I listened to an interview with Seth Rogen, and when they were making it, they had Tommy Wiseau there. Mm-hmm. And they said they wanted to be fair to him. They didn't want to just do it like, oh, look at what this idiot did.
Yeah.
So that I really appreciated knowing that when I was watching it.
But no, that's a great. How did you run into that one?
I saw it at the library.
Oh, you picked up. Nice.
Yeah.
Well done. Good pull.
Yes. And then the other 4 movies I have all come off the 2023 list.
Yeah, I'm still working on it. It's hard. A lot of this stuff just isn't out yet.
I know.
Anywhere. So that's why I'm having a hard time with your list. But I'm trying to work on it.
Yeah.
But
Actually,
I'm sorry.
only 2 of them were on the list. The other 2 were from this year, though.
Okay.
So the 2 off the list, I watched Totally Killer.
Which I told, I've seen that one with you as well. Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Like it's fun, but in that 80s nostalgic, always throwing out that 80s nostalgia. Yeah, so
I had heard Scream meets Back to the Future. And I was like,
a little bit, yeah. Yeah.
Maybe not so much the slasher aspect of it as much, but just like playing with the time paradox was fun.
Yeah.
And then the other
I'm trying to bring your list back up here real quick just to look at it.
The other one off the list was Sweetwater.
Yeah, you told me that's on Hulu right now. And that's baseball, right?
Basketball.
Basketball, sorry.
He was a Harlem Globetrotter before the NBA was integrated. It was okay. It was worth watching once. Mm-hmm. As far as like those historical sports movies, it was just middle of the road. If I'm going to watch something like that, I'll probably go back to like 42, or if I want basketball, I'll go to Hoosiers or something like that.
Good call. So from your list of stuff that you've seen, I'll tell you what I'm still waiting so we can have a good discussion about. I'm still waiting for Mutant Mayhem.
Yeah.
Cross the Spider-Verse is actually on Netflix now. I was flabbergasted when I saw that pop up. I was like, how did they get that movie? Good Lord.
Well, I guess I got to deal with Sony because all the Spider-Man movies are on there right now.
Gotcha. I told you I have no interest in Dungeons and Dragons, but I'll take your word for it. That was okay.
Yeah.
Creed 3, I need to do a rewatch of all the Creeds. I need to do that. I didn't really care. I don't know if I want to watch Reggie. Is Reggie worth my time?
No. I mean, I'd met him. I was curious about the story.
Gotcha. Hidden Strike, you've told me no, but that's Cena, right?
Yeah.
I think I gotta watch it because he's pretty funny. I like when he's doing some comedic roles.
Yeah.
So
it was fun.
And then the only other thing on your list here. Oh, you did. But how'd you see Transformers? Did you guys go see it in the theater?
No, we rented it through Prime, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get around to that. That'll happen when it happens. I'm not gonna rush to that one.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, no. The Covenant. You haven't watched The Covenant yet.
No, not yet. I need to watch that still.
Hey, dude, bump that up the list. Come on.
Yeah.
Bump it up. I'm telling you, you're going to really like that movie.
I think that's one I really want to pay more attention to than just have it on in the background.
Yeah, and then a lot of these either haven't even come out yet, or there's not. Like The Killer. When does that drop on Netflix?
I don't know. Sometime this month, I think.
Okay, because I'm really looking forward to that one. I really want to watch that. I ordered The Last Voyage of Demeter from the library. I'm still waiting for that to come in.
Okay.
I told you I tried Meg 2. You still want to go through that one?
Maybe if I got nothing else going on.
Okay. Then a bunch of these I'm still just waiting to get access to them, like Oppenheimer, waiting for that to drop.
Yeah.
At the library or on a streaming service of some kind.
Yeah.
Sound of Freedom, I can't get that from the library if I tried. The copies that they had, they're stolen or something like that. They say no copies available.
Yeah.
What? How's there none?
Going back to Oppenheimer, that's going to be out on Prime to rent. I think might be this week.
I have just to tell you, I have Becky and Wrath of Becky upstairs. They're both at the library.
Nice.
So I'll hopefully have those done by the time we talk next. I can give you a review.
I'm going to hop on and look and see if I can find those today. Yeah. All right. So the other 2023 movies: Pain Hustlers. It's Chris Evans.
I'm almost done. Don't let's say that for next week. I'm really liking it. I'd have to drop off of here to see how much I have left. I'm towards the very end. I know there can't be very much left on this thing. I'm liking it.
It was so good. Might be top 10 worthy.
We'll see. Let me finish it.
Bottom half of top 10 probably.
Okay.
And the other one I just threw it on because I had the exact amount of time for it. Was that 80 for Brady? It was
the old lady movie.
Yeah.
What did you do that for? I hate Tom Brady so much, and then you involve the old ladies in there being fangirls.
There were some funny moments, like when they accidentally take gummies and.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, that was on Prime or Netflix?
Yeah, it was free on Prime.
Okay, there you go. So I wouldn't even. Yeah. I'm not going to begrudge you for that. Brady. Ugh.
I know. I had an hour and a half before we started recording, so it fit in there perfect.
He's obviously an amazing football player, and his story's great. Persevered from 6th round pick to whatever. You know, I get it. He's had the life, but fucking Patriots. I hate the Patriots.
I think that's part of the issue too, is because they beat us in that Super Bowl for him to start that whole dynasty.
Cheaters. And the Deflategate, he cheats. He does. Cheater.
Yep, I agree.
But sorry. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
That's it for movies.
Okay.
I finished Stephen King's Fairy Tale. It was a good book. It's not my favorite of his non-horror stuff. I like the first half of it when it deals with the kid in the real world, but when he goes to like the fantasy world, I got bored with it. It used a lot of fantasy tropes intentionally, and it just slowed it down for me.
Okay.
Solid ending to it, which is a big knock on Stephen King. So, and then I read 2 graphic novels. The first one is called Eve. It's a Boom Studios book from Victor LaValle.
This sounds familiar. Give me a second to look up the cover.
The cover of the trade is a little girl and a teddy bear in a flooded street.
I think we've talked about this. Did we talk about this in one of our best of the year kind of things?
Maybe. Doesn't say. I know he's done a sequel
have we
to
left
it.
To our children. I'm still waiting for this to load.
So this would have been, this was a last year book.
Is it Eve, Children? Well, okay, I see that's something here saying Children of the Moon.
That's the sequel. Yeah, that's the sequel to it.
That's coming.
Yeah.
Okay, I see her. Yeah, her teddy bear. So it looks like water.
Yeah.
City looks destroyed. So is this a post-apocalypse kind of?
Yes.
Trying to survive. This bear looks like it might be alive or come to life or something like that.
It's got AI in it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So
okay, what did you think of it?
I really liked it. It's a post-apocalyptic future where humans have ruined the planet and pretty much wiped themselves out. There's a couple good twists in it that I didn't see coming, with specifically with her, but then also with the teddy bear, and then I don't want to spoil it for you if you get around to reading it, but it's
sounds good.
It's a good book.
LaValle, I'm trying to see what else has this guy written.
He did a modern take on Frankenstein, where a mother, I don't know if we talked about it, but a mother's created a Frankenstein monster out of her deceased son who was killed by police. And she was...
I'm going to read the books that are coming up here. The Changeling and this says the Changeling.
Yeah.
The Ballad of Black Tom, Lone Woman, The Devil in Silver. He did a Sabretooth book.
Yes.
And then Destroyer.
I think Destroyer was the one.
And then Big Machine. Destroyer is a graphic novel. At least from the cover, it looks like a graphic novel.
Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah, here you go. Haunting homage to Mary Shelley and her original creation, updated with the challenges of modern American issues.
Yeah. So that was a really good book, too.
Wow. That actually looks like a really good book. I might want to check out that one. Have you read Destroyer?
Yeah.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. That was part of the reason when I saw this, I went ahead and grabbed it.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's all I got.
Oh, that's it? Yeah, okay.
Yep.
All right, so let's see.
Oh, actually, no. I'm almost done with Secret Agent Deadpool. I got this at a con. I talked him into giving it to me for free because I spent like $30 on other books. But,
nice. way to wheel and deal.
Yeah.
I like it.
But basically, it's Deadpool accidentally kills a James Bond type character, and there's an explosion, and they find his body and think it's the secret agent. So he kind of steps in.
I love it. Oh man.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It's pretty funny. I've enjoyed it.
Okay, I'm going to start with things I want to get around to watching it, but I haven't yet.
Okay.
I'll start there. I know it's a little weird, but Gen V, I think the whole thing's out now.
Okay. I've seen the first couple episodes of it.
I think the whole thing's out, so I think I want to binge that. Something I'm going to let play. I will take however long it takes. I'll do that because I can't wait week to week. I will not do that.
Yeah.
Invincible season 2.
Yes.
The first episode dropped, and I just can't. Did you watch it?
Have not watched it yet.
Okay. I don't think I can. Because I'll be just. No, I need to see the next one right now.
I have a feeling we'll watch it today because Will's been counting down to it coming out.
Gotcha. Okay. And then obviously we talked about Loki earlier. I got to get around to watching that. Which the finale is next week. So
yeah,
we'll get around to that. So okay, finished Old Dads. I agree with your review. It's just a stand up.
Yep.
Some of it's just painful to watch. It's just old hat. I'm so tired of just. I don't know, the world.
Yep.
Just the way people talk, the way they are. Someone yelled out boomer. I'm so tired of the boomer stuff. I'm so tired of, what generation, my generation different than your generation.
Yeah.
So played out, so dumb. Everything, something about, everything about race and ancestry. Just stop. Enough's enough. I'm done with it. Sorry, that's Soapbox again.
Yeah.
It made me not like it based off that, some of that stuff. And it's like you said, I'd rather just watch a stand-up because that's better.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hypnotic. It's been Affleck. I turned it off. Got bored.
Okay.
Didn't do anything for me. It's about a government program where people that are sensitive to being able to manipulate people with hypnosis. It was just the female lead. She seemed miscast. She just didn't seem right for the role. But the one saving grace, I think his name is William Finchner or something like that. He's the bank teller from Dark Knight. That's how I always remind people who this guy is.
Yep.
He's always creepy. He's always awesome. I like everything he does. But this one it bored me to tears, so I just stopped about halfway through. I think maybe 3/4. And I was like, I could care less how it ends. There is a little bit of a twist somewhere in there, but I just whatever. I'd say if anything, if you want to try it, background at the most.
Okay.
I don't think I'd give it too much attention. Like we talked about, Pain Hustlers, almost done. I'm really liking it. Seeing Chris Evans as a scumbag is kind of fun. I guess that's how to describe it. Andy Garcia going off the deep end. Really enjoying that.
Yes.
Thought he was great in it. The fact that we see Kevin's mom from Home Alone.
Yep.
always glad to see her in anything.
Yep.
She was kind of fun to see. So I'm liking that a lot. We're getting close. I guess we are getting really close to needing a top 2023 list, right?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at yours, and I'm trying to decide what is going to get nominated for Best Picture this year. And off your list, I don't know what I could say off of yours is what could have, except for Air. I think Air is definitely a candidate for Best Picture.
I think so.
Obviously, Spider-Man's going to get. I think it'll win for Best Animated.
Yeah. I think Iron Claw will probably get nominated.
But we still haven't seen it,
right?
So I'm trying to think of. Yeah, I think you're right. But as far as things on your list that could possibly win. Or go that route. I wish The Covenant would, but I don't think it's going to go that way. Ferrari might, I guess. Is that Oscar bait? I don't know enough about it. Isn't that just about the creator of Ferrari?
I think so, but I mean, those movies always tend to do well.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Iron Claw might get some love. Oh, Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah,
I think that'll obviously be Oscar bait right there. I think we got Oppenheimer.
Yeah, Oppenheimer. I mean, I could see them nominating Barbie too, just for what it did.
I guess. Okay. So I mean, there's a couple on this list. I guess that could be Oscar-y kind of movies.
Yeah.
And as far as like your personal top 10, I'm trying to think of Pain Hustlers makes my top 10. I got homework to do. I guess we've got about a month and almost 2 months, I guess now.
Yeah.
To kind of figure that out, but it's coming up quick. Still so many things to watch.
I know.
For 23. I think we just have to do it where anything our best of 23 we do in 24. Somewhere like mid 24, I guess. Is really when we should drop that episode. What we like the best for 23.
Or maybe we revisit our 22 list before we do the 23s.
Interesting. Yeah, we could do that. We could try. I don't keep a list, but I can just look at 20. I should somewhere keep it. I'm sure you do. You always keep lists, but I'd have to just look at what's on 22, or have you send me here's everything that came out on 22 that we talked about, or something like that.
Yeah.
Kind of go from there with it. But let's see. As far as what I watched, Look Away was that one was a psychological thriller, maybe a little supernatural. This director, I don't know, man. It felt creepy. And I understand what they're trying to do with the age of the character in the movie. I guess she's supposed to be 18 in the movie, almost graduating from high school. Mm-hmm. But there's some scenes in there I do not agree with.
Yeah.
That you should not be portraying that unless you're very, very clear that she was 18 in that movie.
Yeah.
Leave it at that. The fact that Amazon put it on, or I think that's where I saw it, was Amazon. It was an interesting enough premise, but I would never watch it again, kind of thing.
Yeah.
The actress, she was actually a very good actress. She did a great job. She's obviously of age. That made me feel great. But other than that, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
It gives me the creepers a little bit when directors do this. I hate these directors when they try to do it.
Yeah.
At least the way he did. Last but not least, I saved the one that drove me nuts the most.
Okay.
Not saying it's bad. It was actually very good. But I think you knew how much this might have fired me up, and it was right down my alley of what I would like to watch. I'll let you guess what I watched. I always like doing the guessing game with you. What do you think I watched that fired me up? That we talked about last week.
We talked about last week.
It's yeah. I don't know. Make sure it's on your list. I don't think you added to your list of what you've watched. But then, yeah, it is. It's on your list of what you watched. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know now. No clue.
All right. Ready for BS High?
Ah, yes.
Jay Tierney, you knew this movie would fire me up. I think you knew how bad this movie would make me.
Yes.
Whatever his name was, I should have written it down, but I didn't. I should have had it written down. Con man, fraud, narcissist, psychopath, maybe sociopath.
Yeah.
That's one of the worst human beings I've ever seen depicted on a film. Those poor kids. Now, mind you, some of those kids, you ain't kids. And whatever you were trying to get away with when you were 20-something, they show his date of birth when the season was played.
Yeah.
You're clearly 22 years old, dude.
Yeah.
Let it go. You just didn't make it.
Yep.
Oh, my God. I couldn't believe it.
The craziest thing about the coach is he felt like he did nothing wrong.
That's my whole point. I was like, the dude was smiling and laughing I was trying to look at his pupils to see if he was on something. Because I was like, this guy's got to be on some kind of drug. He was not. There's no way this guy was acting the way he was acting, and being like, I'm clear, I'm free. I didn't do anything wrong. There's no wrongdoing. I was just trying to help out kids, bouncing checks, fraudulently trying to create checks at Kinko's.
Yeah.
Where were the parents? Where were the freaking parents in all of this thing? Believable story.
Well, the one was a trainer.
The fact that it happened and they're still trying to make it happen.
Yeah.
When does the state of Ohio step in and go, what are you thinking you're going to... Never were you going to allow this to happen. You were shut down. No way.
They had an opportunity to step in too and didn't.
Oh, I know. That one reporter, I was like, that guy's like, I told y'all. You didn't want to listen to me. I told everybody. No one wants to listen to me. I was like, dude, you had the story. He had it all right.
I love it when the coach...
There's the coach that was like sitting next to him sometimes. Like, what are you doing being associated with this guy at all?
Yeah.
There was one guy that's like, if I see this dude, I'm going to knock him out. I was like, I don't blame you. And some of the kids I felt bad for. Some of them, like, I know you're looking for your last chance. Like, last chance you style. I get it.
Yeah.
But, man, come on. And then I kind of felt bad, but I kind of didn't feel bad for the quarterback that was trying to get to Grambling. I was like, if it's too good of a tree, but something doesn't feel right, it ain't right.
Yeah.
It's just not right, man. You should have known better.
But
the fact that he had an offer from non-Grambling, but then they pulled it, I guess.
Yeah.
I think, or was it still?
No, it was Grambling that pulled it.
It was still Grambling.
Yeah.
Okay. Holy hell!
And
I just I hate when people. I have a strong sense of justice, and this guy was a fraud, and I hate fraud. I hate it so much. And he's the fraud. Oh my gosh!
I just loved it when he took the producer outside and he's like, I'm looking like the villain here.
Well, you are the villain. I hate it when people just don't have a complete lack of self-awareness.
Yes.
Complete. So that's what makes sociopath. Obviously. That's what I'm saying.
Well, because that's when the other coach is there and he's like, I feel bad for these kids.
And I'm sorry. It was complete. All the triple P loans, having them take out loans, and then he goes, "I didn't have nobody take out loans." I was like, "The documentation's right there.
Yeah.
They showed it on the film." You liar! Oh, maybe that's what I have a problem. You're a liar. You're a liar, and we caught you lying, and you're still lying. And the fact that he went to jail, and I was like, and the domestic, and all the story about running over the geese or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you remember that part of the story? And the kids just think that's okay.
Yeah.
What? Oh my God! This guy is a complete psychopath.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
God.
So yes, great recommendation. Got me too riled up. Still mad about it. Want that dude in jail?
Yeah.
Just not. He's not. He was on a movie instead of in jail. Unbelievable.
Yeah. They made him famous.
Wow. It's just one of those. It's a 30 for 30, right? It's the HBO version of 30 for 30.
Oh yeah.
Right. And it's just one of those things. It's so unbelievable it can't be true, but yet it very much is. And how does it happen? And it's just unreal story. So thank you for the recommendation. Right down my alley right there, where I love stories like that. Or I love them, but I hate them at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I hate the injustice of it. But man, just so captivating. Well done. And he's a villain. He is a real life villain.
Yeah.
He's like, this is making me look like the villain. It's because you are. You are a real life villain is what you are. Oh.
I wish I could go back and watch that game on ESPN. The IMG.
Oh, the IMG game where they just got destroyed. At what point does that IMG coach just go, "Hey guys, it's halftime. We got to stop this.
Yeah.
We have to. Kids are breaking. They're tearing ACLs on every other play."
We're on the fourth quarterback.
And he tore his ACL.
Yeah.
The defensive back. That dude is 5'6" at the most.
Yeah.
At the most. And they're just these IMG guys. I'm like, guys, this is IMG. These are like the legit. They go D1. Almost every single one of them goes D1. If they don't, they're definitely going D2.
Yep.
I'm just like, oh my God. And ESPN just got hustled. They had to be those announcers. God bless those announcers on that. They were doing their best, but they're just like, you would think the announcer just goes, something's not right here. And you go tell your producer, we got to cut to something else. We shouldn't be showing this.
Yeah.
No one needs to see these kids get embarrassed like this or getting hurt. No one needs to watch children getting hurt.
Yeah. So my kid's high school not homecoming game, but one of their games, they mercy ruled them. They didn't even play the fourth quarter. Yeah. They could have very easily done that in that game.
And I get it. Running clock. Running clock doesn't mean anything, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen tons of games with my kids' school. Trust me, seen plenty of running clock games. But there was never anything where you thought kids were in danger.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yep.
These were where kids were actually in physical danger. That's where I had a problem with that.
Yeah.
And I go, IMG, come on, you're better than. Well, they're not. They're IMG. I get it. But
yeah.
Come on, that coach should have had better values. We'll say that.
Well, and I wonder how much of it is ESPN. Like, we've got this time deck to it. You're going to play the game.
I guess. I probably. Maybe you're right. I mean, you've already got commercial sales or something like that. I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Unbelievable story. Wow. Yeah. I'm wondering how they found. I guess you just watched that. But how long ago was that IMG game? That's so long ago at this point, right?
I would think so.
Because then you go, what filmmaker saw that and goes, "Yep, we're going to spend the next how many years trying to produce this documentary?" You know, but it's just unbelievable what some people will do for money, right?
Yeah,
especially when it comes. It's just scumbag, absolute scumbag.
That was in 2020.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right after COVID.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, that was a great suggestion. Man, got me fired up. I was like, I can't wait to talk about this one.
Yeah. Okay, August 2021. So after a disappointing 2020 season where they couldn't play their schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then what's funny was that every other school after IMG said, no, we're canceling this game right away.
As they should have.
So, as they should have, exactly. So, but as far as watching stuff, I think that I can remember that I wrote down. I can't remember anything else top of my head that I watched. So yeah, no, that's all I did. And then reading, I'm just still working my way through Dark Force Rising, which I'm loving it. It's a quick read if I can find more time to read. I just don't have a lot of time to sit down and really hack away at it. Because every time I read, I get through a big chunk of it. Because pretty fast paced.
It is pretty good.
I'm still the thing I'm still trying to get to in that book is trying to find out when Luke and Mara come back together as far as what's going to happen there. I want to see that.
Yeah.
Because at the end they kind of went their separate ways, and she hates him so much. I'm trying to get to the part where I learn about why she stops hating him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
You should be coming up to it soon.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm trying to think of where I'm at in the book. I'm at a part in the book where Leia is on a diplomatic mission with. They're not Bothans. I don't want to call them that. I'm trying to remember the species. I'm trying to pronounce some of these species. It's freaking really, really hard. It's hard to pronounce them. But without it sitting right here in front of me, I can't tell you what it was. But yeah, I'm trucking through it, trying to get through that, because then I guess I'll try to finish up that trilogy. But now you're making me really want to read that other. I want to read that MCU book.
It's worth it. I mean, if you go online and type MCU book, you'll find out everything that's been in the book, because people are posting articles about it like crazy. Oh, really? Because did it just get released in very recently? Yeah, probably last month.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. No, I don't want to spoil. I'd rather read it myself.
Yeah, there's so many little tidbits of things. It goes into how very briefly though, Dolph Lundgren's Punisher was made. I forgot David Hasselhoff was Nick Fury in a movie. Yeah, he was on a Nick Fury movie. Yeah, you forgot about that? I did. Come on. Maybe we see the Hoff in Deadpool 3. Yeah, and what's funny is what was it? Someone posted a picture showing that Dolph's Punisher is the best movie Punisher, but Ray Stevenson is the actual best Punisher. Yes. I don't know if you saw that posted somewhere. Yeah. I was like, okay, I'm okay with that, because I have an unnatural love for the Dolph version of Punisher. Yeah. I'm going to go back. Why do I like that version so much? I don't know. It's nostalgia. Not a good movie, right? We can't say we love it. We know it's an amazing movie. Me and you could say we love that movie. But for a rational person, it's not a good movie, right? No, it's really not. It's garbage, right? We will sit there. We'll sit there and love that movie, but we will hate his He-Man movie. Oh, absolutely garbage. Yeah, disgusting. Yeah. My kids haven't seen. No, sorry. As far as homework goes, that's all I have. My kids haven't seen any of the Punisher movies, so I might have them watch all 3 of them. Wait, hold on. You got Dolph. Tom Jane. You got Ray Stevenson. Yeah. And then the TV show, you got Bernthal. Bernthal, I guess the TV show, that would be the 4th one. I'm trying to think, did we miss a movie anywhere? Because the Punisher Warzone was the Stevenson one. Right. Tom Jane was the first Punisher. We didn't miss a movie there, right? No, we didn't. There's just the 3. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no. I like all 3 of them for different reasons. Would that be punishing them, making them watch all 3 in a row? No. I don't think they're going to love the 80s version as much as we love it, dude. I don't think I'm going to like the 80s version as much as I do. What? Going back and rewatching it now. I think we love the memory more than we love the movie. Probably. Anything to see Dolph in a sewer, right? Exactly. Whatever the hell that was. And fake microchip. Yep, exactly. All right, sir. I think that's all I've got for you this episode. Yeah. I don't think I got anything else to share. All right. So, until next time, I'll talk to you later. See ya. Bye. Thanks for listening. You can find us on our website, Nyrdcast.com. It's Nyrdcast. You can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube by searching @Nyrdcast. The intro music is The Other Side by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, a Mad Dog remix made by Madeline Tierney. This week's featured song is Background Noise, a collaboration between Acacia, Ridge, and Late Night Survivor. 'Cause I'm so damn tired of being your background noise. I'm so damn tired of being your second choice. I put myself out there to just get left behind. I stick to the sidelines, out of sight and out of mind. Yeah, and I thought that I was more than that, a remnant of this thing we had. I guess it just meant more to me, but it's too late for you to see. 'Cause I'm so damn tired of being your background noise.
so damn tired of being your second choice. I've bled, I've cried, I've hoped to die. It still was asked to step aside. Now I'm so damn tired of feeling. I'm so damn tired of being your background noise. I can grow as a person now that you're gone, and I'm not hung up on being hung up on. You could have tried to be a friend, but I'm better now than I would have been. Tables turned and bridges burned, moving on with what I've learned. I'm so much stronger than the promises you break. I think it's time to make a change. You'll never keep me from the life I could create, with all the confidence I've gained. I'm so tired of being your background noise. I'm so damn tired of being your second choice. 'Cause I'm so damn